Hey guys, it's actually my birthday today, and I'm curious how old you guys think I am, but I wanted to talk about two important things, okay? The second one is how you can help animals like Ned, the beagle that was talking about products tested on animals. But the first thing I want to say is this regarding that conversation. I talked to a beagle named Ned. He told me that he had a number and not a name. He ended up coming from a rescue who liberates beagles from facilities that test on them. And so I saw these two comments, and there was a comment about how I make the session about me or I push the animals. And so somebody replied and said, agree, 100% agree with you. It'd be nice if she stopped pushing. I felt like she's a PTSD pusher. It's annoying that she can't just ask the questions and that she's supposed to. What this little dog went through is pretty traumatic, and to keep pressing and asking questions they didn't even want to talk about, very annoying. And then another person commented, I love your content, but this time I'll have to admit I'm feeling irritated with you for pressing him like that after he clearly stated he did not want to discuss it. It's obvious this time you lost your way a little and made the conversation about you instead of Ned and his family. So I want to explain something. When I post a video about a session I had with an animal, it is a very, very small part of the conversation. So if I do a session that's like 55 minutes long, the video that I make could be about like just 5 to 10 minutes of that session. There are routine questions I always ask, questions for living animals, questions for animals in spirit. I also give the human on the form that they fill out an opportunity to ask up to 5 questions, specific questions that they want me to ask their animal, and I always ask those. I never skip any of that. I always ask all those questions. So I never am just like, you know what, forget your mom's questions. I have all these questions. I'm asking those instead. Never do that. That never happens. With Ned, with the conversation I had with Ned, this was the first time I ever talked to an animal that was talking about this stuff, about facilities that test on animals and all of that stuff. So this was new for me. And I did have a lot of questions. And I feel like the majority of people would have a lot of questions, especially hearing it from the dog. So I was very curious, and I did ask questions, and Ned had said, because I had said to Ned, I have a lot of questions. And he said, it's okay, you can ask. Ned never shut me down. Now, I have done over 740 sessions with animals. And so many times an animal will be telling me about something and they'll be like, all right, I'm done talking about that. Like, what's next? Or that's enough for that. What's her next question? Or something like that. So they will want to move on. And if I'm still confused about maybe something they said, they might say, I'm done. Like, we're moving on. I'm done talking about that. I don't push, okay? Sometimes I'll even get nothing. It's like I'm staring at a wall. So I never am like, no, I want to talk about this though. I have these questions. I don't care that you don't want to talk about it. With the conversation I had with Ned, he never shut me down. He never put his foot down and was like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Do not ask me any more questions. I had said I had questions. He said, it's okay, you can ask them. I know what it's like when an animal is like, we're done. That was not what I was getting from Ned. So I wanted to sort of make that clear that I still ask the questions. Obviously, I'm online and making videos. Obviously, I get hate. When I posted a video about Dolly, the demon cat, I swear, 80% of the comments were, you shouldn't have said this. You should have said this. You talked to her wrong. You did a terrible job with this conversation and all of this stuff. But again, it was another situation where I have not experienced this before. And I'm I don't even know what, I'm doing the best I can. I've only been doing this professionally for a year and a couple months. I'm still really new at this. So I still, make mistakes and do the best that I can. And I share it with you guys because I think it's interesting or important or something. And I want to, share it. And the stuff with Ned about animal testing, that's such an important thing to get out there for people to realize this happens. This is still happening. So again, and then I know people are going to be like, you shouldn't worry about what other people say to you. You shouldn't, have to make a video like this. I know, but I just wanted to explain, I always ask the routine questions and the question the human wants me to ask. I never skip those, okay? It's a very small part that I'm making a video about. The other important thing is how you can help animals like Ned. So there's an app called Cruelty Cutter. It's free, and I didn't realize it, but it was actually made by Beagle Freedom Foundation. So you're in a store and you want to buy sunscreen. So you're holding the sunscreen, you open the app, you scan the barcode, and it'll say this product was not tested on animals, this product was tested on animals. You can write the name of a product. Sometimes it will pull up, this is the company that makes that product. They do test on animals. Here's a list of all the products they make, which are obviously tested on animals. So this is a really good app to have. Like, so you can put your money towards companies that are not testing on animals as opposed to companies that are. Another thing, and I don't know if it's like this in other countries, but there are 3 legitimate symbols for this product was not tested on animals, but there are a ton of fake ones. Okay, so I'm gonna post the 3 legitimate ones that when I Googled, I saw like these are the 3 legitimate ones, but there's a lot of fake ones. So if you see that symbol on a product and it's not one of the legitimate ones, use the app Cruelty Cutter, Google the product, because companies, again, I don't know elsewhere in other countries, but here they can just make a symbol, slap it on the product, say, yeah, we don't test it on animals, and everybody thinks, oh, great, I'm buying this great thing, they don't test it on animals, but really they do. So always do your research. I wanted to post those, I wanted to just share those 2 things because I thought it was really important. Also, in unrelated news, I have seen comments that are like, why do all your sessions sound the same? And I recently spoke to a dog that literally explained that to me. It was really cool. My next video is going to be about that. Reminder, I will not DM you for sessions. I won't ask you for money. I cannot read DMs. I get too many. So I will never DM you. And if you're confused, watch my pinned video, the featured one at the top. It explains a lot of things. And I'm gonna go eat more cake because it was really good cake. And that's what I wanted to share.